best Shopify tutorial and ultimate step-by-step guide on how to build your Shopify store. In this video, I'm going to be teaching you on how you can easily build your Shopify store and get it up and running. Okay, I'm going to be teaching you how you're going to choose a theme, set that theme, how you're going to choose your products, create pages, and just make a good store to get started with. Okay, we're going to be talking about all of that in this video, but before all of that, we need to sign up. So to sign up and start things off, what you're going to do is you're going to come over to Shopify.com. Okay. Now, once you come over to Shopify.com, the best part about Shopify is that it lets you start totally for free. Okay. You can use its features 3 days totally for free, which is incredible in my opinion. And to get started, here it says, let's get started. Which of these best describes you? Now, I'm going to go with I'm just starting. Okay. And we're going to click on next. Now, once we do that, here it says, where would you like to sell? An online store, in person, existing website or blog, social media. I'm going to go with an online store. Okay. So once you choose the online store, we're going to click on next. Here it says, what do you plan to sell first? So you have products I buy or make myself, digital products, drop shipping products, etc. So you can go with any of these. I'm going to go with products I buy and drop shipping products. Now, once you do that, you're going to click on next. And here it says, where will your business be located? Now, this is extremely important because this is the part where, your payments come in, default shipping rates, recommended apps, and all. So I'm going to go with this country region. And once we do that, we're simply going to click on next and it brings me to the sign up portal. Now, in the sign up portal, what we're going to do is it's going to ask us our email password. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and sign up with email, but you can sign up with your Apple, Facebook, and Google. All right. So once I go with sign up with email, I'm going to be using a temp mail for myself. You don't necessarily have to use a temp mail, but I just feel like it's a better thing to do. So once we do that, we're going to click on create Shopify account. And once we click on create Shopify account, it starts creating our store. Now, more on the temp mail. The reason I'm using a temp mail is because I'm not going to be using this store for long. This is just an example. So just like this, if you want to test out Shopify, you can use a temp mail and sign up. But if you use your main email, I would recommend doing it for the long run and not for just test purposes. Okay. So once we do this, it brings us here to Shopify's main theme dashboard. Now, once you're over here, to start things off, what you're going to be doing is you're going to come to the sales channel where it says online store, and you're going to click on this. So once we click on this, basically what it does is it gives us our online store outlook. Okay, this is our main online store outlook. This is where everything is going to be managed. So over here, down you could see popular free themes. So there's a lot of them. There's Dawn, Spotlight, Refresh, Craft, and Sense. Now these are the free themes, but you can get more. Okay, you can browse over 100 free and paid themes. So for that, you can visit the theme store and you can find an actual decent theme for yourself that you think will work best for you, that you might find good. There's a lot of different themes. They could be funky, they could be simple, they could be minimalistic, a whole lot of them. Okay, so there's 13 free themes and 200 paid themes. So let's go ahead and get the free themes for ourselves. So in the free themes, as you can see, we have all of these. So we have Ride, Refresh, Sense, Origin, Dawn, Spotlight, Studio, Taste, Craft, Color Block, Publisher, Crave, Trade. So there's a lot of them that you can choose from, and they all look incredible. They all look pretty cool, and they all have a sense of, better working as well. And personally, in my opinion, the Refresh theme is pretty cool. You don't necessarily, again, don't have to go with this, but I just recommend the Refresh theme a lot because the layout, the sectioning is good. They even have a mega menu header, which is pretty cool. And they have a lot of other features and details as well that you can find right over here. So once we've gotten an idea of this, we're going to go ahead and click on Try Theme. You can also view a demo store for yourself if you want to. That obviously totally depends on you, if you actually want a demo of the store or just want to get started straight away. So once you have clicked on Try Theme, that theme basically gets installed in your Shopify store. So as you can see, it's downloading in my theme library right now. Now, one of the best tips that I can give you for editing your theme is to always make copies of it, okay? Because it could be that you might not like what edit you've made, so you can always go back to the original, okay? So always make a copy. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to duplicate this, okay? And once we duplicate it, I'm going to go ahead and start working on this duplicate copy. And let's say if I do like the duplicate copy, you can just go ahead and publish it, and that becomes your main store, all right? So while this duplicate copy is loading in, here it is. We're going to go ahead and click on customize. Now, once you click on customize, this is going to open up your Shopify stores, different repertoires and all the different functionalities that your Shopify store gives you. It's going to open it all right in this section. So this is how your store is basically looking right now. It's a stock store, nothing to see over here. It's pretty basic. And then on the left-hand side, you have the home page where you can edit the sections, you can edit content in it, add slides, and a whole lot more. And moving on, you have theme settings where you get logos, colors, typography, layout, animations, buttons, etc. Then we have app embeddings and a whole lot more. We're going to talk about this further on in the video. Right now, what we're going to do is we're going to close our theme creator. Okay, let me just go ahead and reload this so we get our refresh themes. And once you have done that, what you're going to do from here is you're going to go over to products. Now, products is the place where you're actually going to add products for yourself, okay? You're going to start by stocking your store with products. So I'm going to click on add product. And once you click on add product, let's go ahead and add something like a black cotton hoodie. Okay, we're going to add that in. And what you can do from here is you can leave down its description. Okay, you can let people know what it's all about. You can also generate text if you want to. So this is also a very incredible feature. If you don't want to spend time writing a whole description for a product, you can simply go ahead and use keywords and add its features for AI to generate a text for you. So let's say I'm going to write cotton, black, hoodie. Let's go with organic material, hand stitched. Okay, let me just fix that. Hand stitched. Then you can go ahead with more detail like oversized, comfortable, something like that. And once you do that, you can also go ahead and give it special instructions if you want to. You can also choose the tone. So let's go with an expert tone and go ahead and generate. Now, once you go ahead and generate, look at that. It gives you a whole description. So what you can do is you can keep it. So here we have this black cotton hoodie is hand stitched with organic material for maximum comfort, made from soft and durable content, etc. So that's a great description in my opinion. Now what you're going to do is you're actually going to upload images of that hoodie. Okay, because uploading images for your products is one of the most important, I'd say, themes to follow. Okay, because if you don't upload images for your hoodie, no one's going to know what you've done or how you've done it, etc. So what we're going to do is we're going to find an image. So here's my image. I'm going to upload it right over here. And once we've uploaded this, here we have an image for our hoodie. Now you scroll down and here you have the pricing corner. Now in the pricing corner, you can set a pricing according to yourself. So let's say in my currency, I'm going to make it this much, which basically amounts to, I guess, $20, $18 to $20. Then there's a compare at price, which is the scratch off price, okay? So this is the original price and this is the price now. So let's say I'm going to keep this at something believable. So let's go with this, okay? Now, once you've chosen this for yourself, what you can do from here is you can actually go ahead and choose a cost per item rate if you want to. So basically, if you want to get these different profit margins for yourself, you can choose that. But I'm going to skip this part because I don't really want to go into that. Then we have inventory. So this is where you're going to tell the people at Shopify if there are things in the stock, if there's this actual product is in the stock or not. So I'm going to go with quantity. Let's go ahead with 90,000. Okay, let's go with 900,000. Then you can also continue selling when out of stock. So basically people can order and you can just, create one from your warehouse and send it to them. So you can turn this on if you want to, but I would prefer to keep it off because, it might just cause a lot of orders for this and you might not having that much time to create it out of the warehouse. Then you're going to set your weight. So I'm going to keep it at 1 kilogram. Then we have variants. Now, variants are something that you do need to add because adding variants gives you a lot of good things. Okay, so let's say we have variants for colors. You can add more variants if you want to. So you can add other options like size. We have, let's go with the neckline. So you can choose the different things. The size, you can go with all of these new entries. We have XL, large, L, medium. Okay, so just like this, just choose your sizes. So we have small, large, medium, extra large. Let's go with extra, extra large, and then go with triple extra large. So those are the size variants I will give out. Then you can also add in the color variants. Let's say I'm going to go with beige. We have brown, we have green, we have navy. So you can add that, and we're going to click on done again. And then we have neckline. So it could be hooded, it could be asymmetric, it could be a cowl, crew. We can also go with a mock. So, just like this, you're going to do that. Now on Shopify, one product can't have more than 100 variants. So this completes my 100 variants. So I'm going to keep it at this. And as you can see, all that appears over here. Now you can go ahead and give images for these as well, okay, if you want to. So that obviously depends on you if you want to go ahead with that, but I'm going to keep it stock right now. Then we have all of these where it gives us category meta fields. We can mess around with this as well if you want to. So I feel like it's pretty good right now, and I'm going to keep it at that. Then we have the product type. So we need to fill this in as well. So I'm going to go with product type as hoodie. You can give it a random vendor. So I'm going to go with John. So I'm going to add John. Then we have collections. Now this is something we're going to get into in a few seconds, and you can give it tags as well, like hoodie, cotton, let's go with oversized, black, comfortable. You can give it tags like that if you want to. But once you've done that, you're simply going to go ahead and click on save. So once you click on save, this basically saves your product, and now you have a product with tons and tons of variants in your store. And what you can do is you can add more products into your store if you want to. That totally depends on you, obviously. So I'm going to go ahead and back out of this. And now, as you can see, we have a product with 900,000 in stock for 90 variants. Pretty incredible and pretty cool. So once you have this, you can actually create collections of products. Now, if you go in collections, here you have the collection menu opened up. So we can go ahead and click on create collection, and you can create a collection for yourself. So let's say I'm going to go with winter collection, okay, in which I'm going to add the hoodies. So again, over here, you can generate any text. So this winter collection brings you the warmest and most comfortable clothing out there. Wear our cozy overalls to stay protected from the cold. Write a description down like that. Then it says collection type. So I'm going to keep it on manual right now. Okay. And once it's on manual, you can manually add a product in this. Then you can also give it an image. Okay. So, if I want to give the winter collection an image, let's go ahead with any one of these images of my hoodies that I have created. You can go with any one of them. It doesn't really matter, whatever kind of hoodies you want to go with. It's all accessible from this section. Now, let's say I'm going to go with this one. Okay. So I'm going to add that image, and as you can see, it's added. So I'm going to go ahead and save it out. And once we save it out, now we have a collection as well. So what you can do now is you can go back to your products, and you can add this in the collection of winter clothing. So you're going to open up this product. Once you open up the product, we have collection. I'm going to remove it from homepage, and I'm going to add it in my winter collection. And once we add it in our winter collection, we're going to click on save. So just like that, you can add products in collections as well. Then moving on, we have inventories. So in your inventories, what basically happens is you can find all these products. You can set their SKUs. You can also let people know if they're available, and you can adjust the availability as well for each of them. And if you want to, edit them in bulk, you can simply go ahead and choose all of them and give all of them a number. Okay, so just like this, you can give them a number. save it, and you're pretty much good to go. So just like this, you can mess around with the actual variants of the hoodies as well. Then we have purchase orders. Now this is basically when someone purchases from you. Now currently we have 0 purchases, so I'm not going to get into that. Then we have transfers, where you can move inventory between locations. So if you have multiple warehouses, this function works pretty well for you, because you can move your inventories around different warehouses that you own. Then we also have gift cards that you can start selling. So if you add a gift card on a product and a person uses that gift card, obviously that product is going to be discounted. Now, moving on, what moreover you can do is you're going to come back over to your online store. Now, in our online store, what we're going to do is we're going to get started with some editing. Okay. So to get started with some editing, what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the copy of the refresh theme we made, and we're going to go ahead to customize it. Now to customize it, here you can see you have your preview opened up with our product already out here. So as you can see, there's the scratch out price, original price, and there's the image of the hoodie that I have. So first of all, let's go ahead and discuss about the different colorings. So you can choose to keep it default blue if you want to, because it does look pretty good, but I'm going to change that. So before all of that, let's go ahead and set a logo. So I'm going to go ahead and click on select image, and we're going to go ahead and add an image for our logo. So let's go ahead with the Nike logo for now, just to give ourselves an example. Okay. So once I go with the Nike logo, as you can see, it loads in and processes. And once it's done, you're going to click on done again. And as you can see, this Nike logo will now appear right over here where it says my store. There we go. And you can actually change its size if you want to. So if you make it smaller, it's going to, shorten down a lot. So just like that. Now moving on, we also have the favicon image. Now, what is a favicon image? A favicon is basically this up here. So this image beside your tab, this is a favicon. So you can choose this for yourself as well. So whatever favicon you want, you can add it. So I don't really want to go with something too special. I don't want to go with too special of a favicon. So right now, let's go ahead and add this. Okay, this is just a dark circle. So I'm going to add that as my favicon for now. Now, once we add our favicon, we're going to click on done. And once we're done with all of that, now we move on to colors. So colors is basically the different color schemes that you add for your store. Okay, this is the different types of colorings that your store applies. And you can obviously add a color scheme for yourself as well by coming over here, clicking on add scheme. We have background. Let's say I'm going to go totally dark on the background on this one. Then we have background gradient. I'm not going to add any text. We're going to keep totally white. Okay. Then we have solid button background. Let's go with dark blue. We have outline button. I'm going to keep the rest the same. The rest I feel like, work pretty well. So once we have done all of this for ourselves, what you can do from here is you can actually move back. Okay. And now you can change colors. So if I click over here, as you can see, if I change the color scheme to this, it becomes dark. Same goes with this one over here. So if I want to change the color scheme, you're going to go over to the color scheme. You can make it white if you want to. You can make it dark as well if you want to, just like this. And look at how cool that looks. Now what you can do is you can also add images. Okay, so here is your main, banner, your main header. So here, you can add any type of image that you want to in your store. Obviously, do make sure that the images you add do have good resolution, because images with not so good resolution will not be registered pretty well, in my opinion. So once you've added all the necessary things, we're gonna start adding images. So I'm gonna add this image of a hoodie, because that's what I'm basically specializing in right now. Well, that's what I'm, actually trying to sell right now. So here's the image of the whole hoodie. Now, this doesn't look the most pleasing, does it? So, you could actually go ahead and make it smaller. Okay. You can give it a smaller heading size, or you can edit it and crop it into something smaller. So if you open up the editor over here, it basically opens up the main, section for editing. And from there, it basically allows you to easily go ahead and edit the whole size of this image if you want to. You can also go ahead and duplicate it, change its alignment, and do a whole lot of other things for yourself, okay? So, in my opinion, pretty cool and pretty fun stuff to have for your store. You can also go ahead and just decrease the size from here if you want to. So, where it gives you the plus icon, you can simply, scroll up to it and make it smaller. But yeah, this generally looks good. Now, moving on, we have this section, which I'm also going to change the color of. You can change the color of all these things by simply coming here, changing it to a black, and there we go. That looks pretty incredible. Now, over here, you can see we have featured products. So let's say I'm going to remove featured products and I'm going to be adding the collection list. So a collection list basically adds all the collections that you have in your store. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to select the collection that I created, which is the winter collection. So once we've added the winter collection, I'm going to click on save. And once we click on save, as you can see, the winter collection is good to go. Now, for the rest of these collections, you can obviously go ahead and remove them if you want to, or you can choose to add other collections if you do so. So it's going to basically look like this. Okay, just like this, it's going to appear to you. I'm going to keep one collection there with it just to keep it smaller. But yeah, this is how it's generally going to look. And you can also change the color for your collections as well, like so. And you can change these colors as well if you want to change colors of the insert collections. But I'm going to keep it as they are right now. They look pretty cool. So I'm going to keep them as they are. Now, once this is done, this is your home page, and it looks pretty nice. Looks pretty cool, and it gives us a good idea of a decent store. And in my opinion, this has started off pretty well. Now, once you've done this, you can also change the font of your store if you want to. And you can do that from the theme settings section. So you can go over to typography. And once we're here in typography here, let's say I'm going to go over to the fonts. In the fonts, you have tons and tons of these different fonts that you can work with. So let's say I'm going to go with this font over here. Let's say I'm going to go ahead and click on select. And as you can see, the whole page's design is now changed because the whole store font is different now. I, on the other hand, am going to keep it pretty simple. Okay, I'm not going to really go with something too funky. Let's keep it a little fancy, a little minimalistic, and this is how it looks. Looks pretty cool. You can change the body font as well, which is basically these fonts over here. So let's say I'm going to change these to Americana. Okay, let's go ahead with Americana on these. And as you can see, that changes as well. So just like this, you can change your fonts on your store. So once you've done that, you can close down typography, also change your layout. Now, layout basically gives you page width. Page width basically means your spaces between your template sections. So you can make them smaller or you can make them bigger. That obviously depends on you. Now, as you can see, the spaces have decreased now. Okay, so just like this, we can set different spaces. You can also choose different grids for yourself if you want to. Give your stores different animations as well. So we have hover effects on cards. So if you hover over the card, it's going to give you a 3D animation. Okay, then moving on, you can change the color and style of your buttons, change the thickness of them if you want to. Like as you can see, here's a button right now. If you change the thickness, it gets bigger. You can change its corner radius. Okay, make the corner radius smaller if you want to. And moving on, get into more of the settings over here. So these are all the theme settings that you can manage obviously appropriately as you want to. And you can go on and on with the different settings. Okay, there's an endless possibility to mess around with these things. So yeah, I'm going to get out of that. And we're actually going to go ahead and start creating some menus and pages for ourselves. So let me show you how to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and click on save over here. And once we click on save, I'm going to go back. Okay. And once we exit, we are going to come over to our pages section. Now, what are we going to do in the pages section? Let me show you. Now, over here, what you're going to want to do is you're actually going to add pages. Okay. So to add pages, you're going to click on add page. And once you click on add page, let's say we're going to start adding pages over here like about us. Okay. So you add an about us page. And here you can obviously write down content. Okay. So you can generate text about, we are located in Kansas. We started a year ago, stuff like that. Okay. So you can have it generated Okay. And once you have your About Us page generated as well, you can simply go over ahead and keep it. Okay. Then once we have this, you can also add in other pages like a contact page. Okay. So I'm going to come back here, click on add page again. Now we already have a contact page. So let's go ahead and add an FAQ page. Okay. So you can save this as well. Now we have 3 pages. Okay, we have 3 pages to, go in and go out. So what you can do is you can actually add them in your navigation. So in my navigation, I'm going to come over here, and here we're going to go to main menu, and we're going to click on add menu item. We're going to come here, click on pages, and you can go ahead and add your about us, including your FAQ page. So I'm going to click on add menu item again, come here, go to pages, and we have FAQ. So once you add this, you can basically add them as a drop down as well. So let's say if someone wants to know about us, they can also ask us FAQ. So I can, use that as a drop down. Pretty simple and pretty straightforward. Okay. So once you do this, you're going to click on save menu. And once we click on save menu, that basically creates a drop down menu, including a new navigation menu for us. So you can go back to your online store settings. You can go over to customize. And once we come over to customize over here, let me just wait for this to load up. Now over here, you can see we actually have a new thing in our menu, which is the About Us page. And if we click on this, as you can see, it opens a drop down for FAQ. How incredible is that? So you can go ahead and edit more of that as well. Then you can go over to your catalog page where you can find all of your products. Let me just change the color scheme. Make sure to change the color scheme for everything when you're, going through with us. So here's the color scheme changed. So, and you can also see that my navigation menu is a roll down menu. So it rolls at the header always. Now we can also go ahead and see our product page. So this is our product page. Again, go ahead. I'm going to change its color to a dark. And that looks pretty incredible. I'm going to change the color scheme for this to a dark blue as well. Now, over here, you can see we have the vendor, we have the hoodie, we have the different colors, we have the different sizes, the different neckline variants, and you can also change the quantity as well. So that's pretty incredible. It gives us the capabilities to just change all of that. You can also change the sizes and media of the image. So let's say desktop media width. I'm going to keep it at a medium. So as you can see, it has increased in size. Then you can also change the media fit for yourself as well if you want to. That is also, pretty, simple and pretty straightforward. Now, moving on from here, you can also go ahead and change the thumbnail carousel, do different positionings and a whole lot more. Now, once we've talked about all of this, let's actually go over to the About Us page. Okay, so to switch to the About Us page, we're going to go over here to FAQ. And over here, you can basically start adding different medias in this. You can start adding different sections in this. So to add a section, you're going to come here to template, and here you're going to click on add section. And once you click on add section, you can add all these different sections like multi-row, multi-column, collages, slideshow, image banners, image with text, rich text, and a whole lot more. So let's say I'm going to go ahead and give them a contact form. Okay. So once you go ahead and add this contact form here, you can start adding your details in this. People can easily go ahead and start telling us about themselves by contacting us, etc. So it's a good thing to have a measure of, okay? It's a good thing to have in your store to, basically let people find out who you are, etc. Now, once you've chosen all these things and set out all these things for yourself, you can go ahead and click on save. Okay, and once you think your store is good to go, simply go ahead and click on publish. So once you click on publish, that basically goes ahead and makes this store your live store. Okay, so now that we've published it, you can actually go ahead and view it out as your online store. So if you click on view your online store, we're going to wait for this to load up, and here we go. So here's our page. Pretty cool and pretty incredible, right? So just like this, moving on, you can go ahead to the top. We can go over to our catalog. Once we come to our catalog here, you can see we have our products with the coloring that we adjusted with it. And once you go ahead and open it up, you can choose the different variants, sizes, and we have the necklines and all. You can change the quantity and you can even buy it now. Okay. Now, obviously, I haven't set it up my payments yet, which I'm going to do in a second. So you can also see my favicon, by the way. So, pretty simple and pretty straightforward stuff. So let's go ahead and actually set two things, our domain and our payments. So first of all, the domain is really important because our domain basically signifies the area and the URL our store is made on. So if I come over to the domain section over here, we have this. Now you can either connect an existing domain that you already own, or you can buy a new domain for yourself. Okay, that depends on you. So buying a new domain will obviously cause you to search some domain with a random name. So once you search it up, obviously it's going to give you options that, hey, this is available for $15 a year. Okay, so that's pretty incredible. And then you can also connect any existing domains that you have. Obviously, you're going to want to verify it. So, pretty basic and straightforward things to, get yourself on board with the whole e-commerce process. So once you've set a domain for yourself, you're going to move over to payments. Now, payments is a section which you're going to want to go through carefully because whatever payment you choose is going to be the provider through which you're going to get money. So if someone, buys something off of you, this is where the money is going to come to. So first of all, you can go ahead and choose a payment provider for yourself. Now, these payment providers are different companies that allow you with Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover, JCB, Diners Club, and a whole lot more. And you're obviously going to see if they are supported by you. So as we can see, they are in support. So you can go ahead and try them out. You can also try a bogus gateway to, just set up a testing portal to see if the payments actually come through and there's no issue. And after that, you can actually come over to these payment providers where you're going to install them. And once you install them, they're going to ask you some details about your store. Okay, and you're simply going to give it to them. You're going to give them details about your payments, and you're pretty much set it up with your payment plans. Okay, so once you've set it all these things up, basically your store is now ready to sell things out. Okay, you're ready to go ahead and give people a whole selling procedure. Now, moving more into the details of our store, let's go ahead into preferences. Okay, now, preferences is a section where you can actually change the title of your store. So let's say I'm going to change it to John's Apparel. Okay, I'm going to change it to that. Now, once you do that, you can give your homepage a description as well if you want to. Then we have social sharing image, which is an image that is shown on Google with our name John's Apparel. You can also set up your Google Analytics. Now, this is to keep track and get reports of your store while at the same time building your SEO and doing marketing. Okay, so you can set up these different things for yourself on your stores and actually work into it as much as you want. Now, this is a very, I could say, useful feature for stores like this. So do make sure to, go into preferences and change the preferences of your store for yourself. Then moving on, let me talk to you about applications. Now, applications are integrations on Shopify that you can use for different features. Okay, so there's different integrations for different types of procedures, and most of them are for your e-commerce ventures. So let me go over to the Shopify App Store over here and let me show you the categories of actual applications that you get. Okay, so over here we have things like email marketing applications like MailChimp. Then we have all these drop shipping applications like CJ drop shipping, Deezer's, Printful, where we have print on demand. You have InstaFeed, which gives you an Instagram feed to gain customers. Okay, and there's a whole lot more. So this is a whole arsenal of different things. Okay, this basically fills up your inventory a lot. So do make sure to check this feature out for yourself as well, because different integrations can merge with your store differently and give your store different capabilities to actually work along and actually gain you a lot of insight on how the main store frame actually works. So just as an example, let me show you how an application or how an integration can actually work so well. So I'm going to go ahead and connect CJ Dropshipping. Okay, CJ Dropshipping is one of the best and most used dropshipping portals out there for Shopify. Obviously, Deezer's is the best, but after Deezer's, I'd say CJ Dropshipping. So if we come here and click on install, this basically, as you can see, loads us into the CJ Dropshipping portal. So over here, we're going to obviously authorize it and grant it a request that we allow it to go ahead and start our dropshipping journey. So here it's going to ask us to log in and authorize, but don't worry, you can simply go ahead and register as well. So go ahead and agree with their terms, go ahead and register. Now this is obviously an application for dropshipping, so I'm going to be giving you a simple dropshipping tutorial as well on how you can dropship products into your store if you don't have products to sell on your own. So once you've added your email, you're going to add your password as well. Make sure your password is strong and developed. And once we have added our password, what we can do from there is we're going to confirm our password. And once we confirm our password over here, you're going to agree to the terms. And once you agree to the terms, you're going to click on next. So once you go ahead and click on next from here, you're going to add usernames. Okay. Then we have first name, last name, and you have your phone number. So once you've added all these things, you're going to click on continue. And this basically says that your registration is successful and it's going to give you a user questionnaire. So you're going to answer this. So which platform are you running your store now? How many orders do you process per day? I'm going to go to 6 by 50. And what's your category? So I'm going to go with men's clothing. And once we do that, we're going to click on next. Then it says upon authorization, you can list products. So go ahead and authorize your store. So I'm going to choose Shopify as my authorization. And once we do that, it's going to give us all these things. I'm simply going to go ahead and skip that and authorize it by myself later on. So once this is done, as you can see, our authorization is now a success and we're good to go. So we are connected with my Shopify now. And to show you that we really are connected, I can actually drop ship products for you. So if we go over to some products, so let's go ahead to find products over here. Right now in find products, we have tons and tons of all these products down here for clothing and all. So let's go ahead with this autumn polo shirt. So I'm going to go ahead, open this up, and once this opens up, I can actually list it onto my store. So to list it onto my store, down here it's going to give me list and connect. So you're going to basically list it. And once you click on list, it basically creates a whole, listing for your store. So what you're going to do is you're going to basically enter the product type. Now, obviously, I'm going to go ahead and just add it in clothing. Now, once we add it in clothing, what you're going to do from there is you can choose a selection as well. I'm going to go over to winter collection for now. And once we do that, we have our variant pricings as well. I'm just going to go with the recommended list pricings. And once you feel like all this is good, you can simply go over to list it now. And once you click on list it now, the listing basically begins processing. And while the listing is in processing, it basically starts adding it to your store. So I'm going to go over to my products. And once the listing is done, let me show you how the products appear. So as you can see, once the listing is successfully done, you can come back over to your products section. And what you're going to do over here is just switch to another tab. Okay. And then come back over to the products. And once you're over here, look at that. The long sleeve zipper polo shirt is now in our store. So it has 662,000 in stock with 54 variants. And you can actually open it up. You can see the description that CJ Dropshipping provides and the images it provides with it. You can also see the media it gives you, the variants, and a whole lot more. So just like this, you can use integrations for your Shopify store as well, just to enable better working and much easier ethics. So yeah, this is basically how you're going to build a Shopify store and get yourself up running on Shopify. Okay, so this was a step-by-step guide and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, do let me know down in the comments below. And if there's something you did not understand, let me know that as well, and I'll be helping you along with it. Till then, that is all from me. Do make sure to drop down a like and subscribe to the channel because it helps me out a lot. And again, if you want to see more videos like this in the future, do let me know down in the comments below. Till then, that is all from me, and I'll be seeing all of you wonderful people in the very next video. Have a great day. Goodbye.